Good morning, everybody, and Happy New Year to you. This is our first class of 2022, and I'm so happy that we are all continuing on this journey. Now, as I recall, the theme of this month is self-love, which is a fabulous theme. It should be the theme every month of the year, not just January, but it is a great jumpstart theme for the year. So I wanted to start by having us give ourselves a big hug. So open your arms really wide, pull your shoulder blades onto your back, expand your chest and your heart, spread your fingers nice and wide. And as you take an exhale, just crisscross your arms, grab opposite shoulders, and give yourself a good hug. Now this hug is for showing up today. For showing up. It means a lot. Showing up is everything. Once you show up, everything from that moment forward just flows, particularly in a yoga class. We get onto our mat, that's the hardest part, is rolling it out, getting there, but once we're there, the mind relaxes, the body opens up, you breathe, and next thing you know, an hour has passed and you feel so much better. So this is your hug for showing up. Give yourself a squeeze like you mean it, and then release the arms wide one more time. And place your hands on your thighs. So keep that in mind, right? Showing up is really the hardest part. And once we're here, everything shifts, right? And we know we always feel better for having put in the time to take care of ourselves. We feel better, and consequently, we take care of others better. It's this wonderful chain reaction. I know you all know it, and it's so good that you're practicing it. Now, I know it's freezing cold. It's cold here in Florida. It's way colder where you are. Today, we're going to start with a little breath work practice called Ujjayi Breathing. This is the breath of victory, victorious breath it's called. And this breath has a sound to it. It has an audible quality. And it also helps to warm up the body. So that's why we're going to practice it this morning. So find your seat. And as you know, we want to kind of pull the sit bones forward, sitting more towards the edge of the chair, bringing your ankles below your knees and just resting your hands on your thighs. Just feel for aligning your head over your heart and your heart over your hips so that your spine is nice and vertical. We want our chest to be really open so that when we breathe, the lungs can really expand and contract with ease. So the Ujjayi breathing, what we're doing is we're breathing in and out through our nose and our lips are sealed. And I'll get you to that place, but I just want you to kind of think about the components of this breath. We're sort of dragging the breath back against the throat so that you hear this almost oceanic Darth Vader-ish like sound, which goes, I don't know if you can hear me, but think of when you're fogging a mirror and you go to kind of fog the mirror. Well, it's that same quality, but our lips are sealed. So let's come into it. I'll walk you through the practice, and we'll just begin by taking a deep breath in through our nose. So draw the breath up and feel the breath opening up the lungs as they expand. And for this first couple of exhales, we're going to open the mouth and go that audible ha sound. Good. Again, big breath in. Draw the breath up through the nostrils. Feel the breath opening up the lungs, expanding, and your belly expanding. And then as you exhale, open the mouth and go. Good. 2 more times. Big breath in. And as the breath drops down, feel yourself expanding in all directions, side to side, forward and back. And then open mouth with a. One more time, big breath in. Try not to let your shoulders lift. You want all this torso to expand with that breath in. Last time with open mouth, exhale with a. Good, now breathe in as we've done. Big breath in, feel that belly rise as the breath drops down. This time, keep your lips closed and go ha with the lips closed. Now keep the lips closed and breathe in. Drag that breath against the back of the throat. Hear that little audible sound. And then exhale, press the breath out with that ha sound, but lips closed. Good, again, inhale. Feel that kind of friction as the breath drags across the back of the throat. And then exhale, same thing, lips closed. Breath comes out through the nostrils with that audible sound. 2 more times. Inhale through the nose. Dragging the breath, creating that ocean sound. And exhaling it out. As you exhale, pull your navel close to your spine. Last round, big breath in. Make that audible sound, and as you exhale, audibly press the breath out, lips stay sealed. Good, now ease the eyes open if they were closed, and just see if you can continue a few rounds on your own. And notice if this concentration, your mind dropping into your body, and your mind directing the breath hasn't helped you to sort of get present, right? You feel like you're right here in your body, in your seat. And then noticing the breath and hearing the breath. See if that doesn't make a difference in your ability to be present. Giving the mind a little job other than jumping around the way it loves to kind of hop to thing. Instead, we're just focusing on this breath and listening to the sound of our breath to anchor us down and into our seat. Maybe you feel like your body temperature has gone up a notch or two, right? Just creating that warming sensation. Beautiful. All right, you're welcome to keep this breath work going, but if you happen to slip out of it, that's okay too. Just remember to breathe. As we know in yoga, breath is the #1 thing. We breathe before we do anything else. So we'll do a few rounds of half sun salutations. This is also going to warm us up, and it's going to help to start open up our joints, our hips, our shoulders, our spine. Okay, so just follow along with me. I'm going to modify it a little bit just for fun and to open up our chest a little bit. So on the next breath in, we're going to sweep our arms all the way up and overhead. Let those inner shoulders drop and anchor down into your sit bones. I want you to feel you're lengthening your sideways from your hips all the way up to your armpits. Get active through your fingertips. Take a deep breath in. On the exhale, you're going to lean out about halfway. So press into your feet, ground those sit bones, and engage your core. Remember core work. Here it is. Your belly should be a little bit turned on here, pulling back and in towards your spine. Big breath in, reach out. Exhale, sweep the arms back with the palms facing down. So we get this nice chest opener here. Feel for pulling your shoulder blades onto your back and reach out through your fingertips. Let them kind of sparkle and energize back behind you. Core is still engaged. Good. One more breath in. Open up the chest. Exhale, you're going to just fold forward. Let everything kind of flop down. Let your head get heavy. Let your spine get nice and long. And maybe shake your head no and yes, to release any tension in the neck. You should feel like a rag doll here. The upper body is really loose and relaxed. Take a nice breath in, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, point the crown of the head down just a little bit more, lengthening the back of the neck. Now on your next breath in, we're going to come up halfway with those airplane arms. So inhale, back up. Really use your core muscles and your spine. Reach out through the back. Exhale, sweep the arms forward. So really nice shoulder opener here. Reach, 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 reach. Good, now inhale, sit up tall, arms up and overhead. Root through the sit bones. Exhale, circle the arms down and around and bring your thumbs to your heart center. That's one round. Pause here just for a moment. Notice how the shoulders feel. Notice your breath. Maybe it's jumped up a little bit. Notice your heart rate. Beautiful. How do those hips feel? Good, let's do another round, energizing the body. Big breath in, sweep those arms up and overhead, opening the chest, reaching tall. Exhale, lean out about halfway. Turn on those core muscles, plant your feet, reach out through the fingertips. Big breath in, reach long. Exhale, airplane those arms back, palms face down, reach out through the fingertips, broaden across the front of the chest. Big breath in here, squeeze your shoulder blades on your back. Exhale, fold forward, flop, and let everything go. Really get soft here. Let the head be nice and heavy. Try not to hold anything up. Just stay nice and relaxed. Good. Fill yourself up with breath. Inhale. On the exhale, come up halfway, airplaning those arms back behind you. Reach out. Big core work here. Beautiful. Big inhale. Exhale, sweep the arms forward. Reach out nice and long. Lengthen your sideways. Good. Press into the feet. Inhale, rise all the way up. Get vertical. On the exhale, flip the palms, circle the arms all the way down and around, and bring your thumbs to your heart center. Beautiful. One more round. We're going to add on here. Nice breath in. Circling the arms. Reach up and overhead. Get long. Exhale, lean out. Keep that length. You want your spine to be nice and straight here. Root through the feet and the sit bones. Inhale, sweep the arms back, airplaning the arms, palms turn down. Beautiful. Exhale, let's fold forward, flop, and let everything go. Now, place your left hand on the floor or your foot or your shin, and take your right hand to your right thigh. You're going to hold on to it. Now, if you can, place your left elbow inside of your left knee. You're going to create a little traction here, and we're just going to turn and rotate our chest to the right. So pressing into the right hand, pressing that left elbow into the left inner knee. Can you just rotate your chest here? Feel this from the base of your spine all the way up to your cervical spine into your neck. If you feel like you could go a little bit further, maybe you take that right arm up to the sky and turn the chest a little bit more. Think about rolling your right shoulder back, rolling your left ribs underneath you. One more breath in. On the exhale, let's get floppy and fold. Let everything go. Woo. Shake out your head if you felt any tension in your neck. Maybe roll the shoulders a little bit. Anything that feels organically good to you here. And we'll take this to the other side. Right hand to the floor, maybe to your foot. Tuck that right elbow inside the right knee. Place your left hand on your left thigh, and then push into that left hand and start to turn the chest to the left. So here you're using your right elbow to plug into your right inner knee. Press into your left hand and start to rotate your chest open to the left. Close your eyes and just feel this articulation, this twist along the length of your spine, really opening up the vertebra and all the muscles along the spine here. Maybe you want to try lifting that left arm up, rolling the left shoulder back, leaning into the right, turning the chest open. One more breath in. Exhale, let's get floppy and fold. Woo, let that all go. Beautiful work. Let's inhale halfway up with those airplane arms. Lift your chest forward, reach back with the fingertips. Engage the muscles on your back. Exhale, sweep the arms forward, reach out long. Good, inhale, let's rise, get vertical, stack your shoulders over your hips. And as you exhale, let's sweep the arms all the way down and bring the thumbs to the heart center. Pause for a moment here. Notice how you feel. I know my back feels wonderful after that twist. I can feel it right at the base of my spine. Good, warming up the shoulders now. Let's go a little bit deeper here. Keep the palms pressing together in this prayer. And we're just gonna move the elbows from side to side. So you're keeping your torso and your shoulders square, but the elbows are moving. We're kind of gliding those shoulder joints from side to side. So I don't know if you guys remember this, but remember what an old typewriter carriage looked like? Well, this is kind of what I'm thinking of when we do this. Now you may hear a little bit of popping or releasing. This is good, right? We want that. Let some of that stagnant energy go. And then we're gonna slide it off to the right. And we're just gonna turn the chest with the hands. So you're trying to follow your thumbs. Keep your shoulders to the right, but keep your hips facing forward. And then just release. Bring your left hand to the outside of your right knee. And your right hand is gonna come back to hug the back of the chair. We'll just use that to help us deepen our twist. So roll your right shoulder back and turn any amount to the right, maybe even taking your gaze past your right shoulder. Try not to let your chin drop. This is very common. See if you can lift it up and bring it in line with the floor. Really rotating out here, pulling that right shoulder back. Feeling the spine get nice and tall as you breathe in. And then on the exhale, we'll come back to center. Re-find your prayer hands. Draw those elbows out in line with one another. And let's typewriter again from side to side. Beautiful. This time holding it off to the left and then turning to the left. Twisting, twisting, twisting like our heart wants to follow our thumbs. Good, and then releasing, right hand outside of the thigh, left hand to the back of the chair. Sit tall as you root through your sit bones. And then see if you can just twist any amount, looking back over that left shoulder, encouraging that left shoulder back behind you, keeping your chin parallel to the floor. Ground through your feet. Breathe in. And then unwind to breathe out. Good. Such a beautiful wringing out sensation there. Good. Let's let the hands get a little floppy. And then we're going to work a little bit more into the shoulders by isolating one at a time. So we'll begin with the right shoulder. And I want you to just lift it up and take it forward, like a little half arc, and then back. So think of like creating a little rainbow shape forward and back. So the rest of the body is still, the spine is long, your belly is pulled back towards your spine, and you're just isolating that single right shoulder. So let that right hand and arm relax. And we'll just take the forward and back motion. Now keep it forward, take it back, and then start to make a full circle. So going all the way around. Drawing it forward first. Yeah, good stuff. And then taking it back, reversing direction. Very simple, but a really nice little brain exercise too, to just kind of drop in and isolate one part of our body, right? It also helps to kind of break habits if we're used to doing both at the same time. It's nice to kind of slow down and try one at a time. All right, let's do it. The same thing on the left side. So a little half arc, draw the shoulder up and back, and then take it forward. And that's all we're doing. So the rest of the body is still, and we're just working that one shoulder. So I have a really creaky left shoulder, and pretty much every time I move it, I hear something, but I think that's good. It just is what it is. We have a lot of not just muscle, but tissue and connective tissue fascia. I don't know if you've heard of the term fascia, but fascia is like this beautiful webbing, this web-like material that is all within our body, and it's at a pretty deep level. And now we'll just take this into a full circle in whatever direction you want to go in. And that fascia can get really stiff. Like when we wake up in the morning and our bodies feel stiff, our fascia has gone stiff. So the remedy, of course, is movement. And we'll take this in the other direction if you haven't already. Movement moves that fascia around. It begins to lubricate the body and encourage that synovial fluid in our joints to get moving. We know motion is the lotion, right? Okay, good. All right, now we'll take our hands to our shoulders, and we're just gonna keep the elbows nice and wide and start to make tiny little circles. So let's do forward motion first. Take them forward. Little circles. You can feel your scapula on your back body starting to move, and eventually these will get a little wider. So start to take it a little bit wider. Yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling this already. And then even wider, so get really big. And as you come forward, see if those elbows can come closer towards one another. They don't necessarily have to meet, but try to make as big a circle. Take it way forward and then down and way back. So you're opening your chest as those elbows go back. Maybe generating a little heat. I hope that's happening for you. All right, let's see if those elbow points can meet. Good, and from here, reverse. Take it back in big circles. Yes, beautiful. Open the chest. Take those elbows down and back and progressively get a little bit tighter in the circle. So not quite as wide. The elbows not quite as close. Good, and then even smaller. Maybe the elbows stay out to the side and you just make little tiny circles more in place. Awesome, beautiful. All right, let's stretch those arms way out to a T. Press the heels of the hands away. Draw your fingertips back towards you. Feel that stretch in your wrist crease. Feel your shoulders loading up a little bit here. And then point the fingers down, fold them in towards you, and stretch out the top of the wrist. Ah, that should feel really nice. Good, and then arms overhead, we're gonna interlace our hands, flip the palms all the way up to the sky. Let your inner shoulders relax down, let the shoulder blades glide down your back. Bend your left elbow, let your right elbow come up to the sky. Lean your head back into your forearm if that's available to you, and just spend a moment here opening up your tricep muscle and your right shoulder. Try not to let your chest round. Sit tall, pull your belly in. Core work always here, right? Even though if you're not thinking about it, think about it a little bit. Try to engage it. It'll make the pose easier. Good, and then slide over to the other side. Left elbow up, right elbow down, possibly leaning the back of the head into that forearm. Oh, bring your awareness into your left tricep, left shoulder joint. Send some love there. Beautiful. Good, one more breath in. And exhale, good. Float the arms down. Take any organic movement you want to let all that go. Shake it out. Good, good work. All right, moving down. Let's get into the spine. A few rounds of cow and cat just to kind of keep that spine going. And we're gonna move sideways, but also forward and back. So hands to the kneecaps. Breathe in as you open your chest. Ground through the sit bones. Roll your shoulders back. Breathe out as you tuck and round. Pull your navel back. Tuck your chin to your chest and round your back as much as you can. Good, again, inhale, let's lift the heart. Squeeze your blades on your back. And as you exhale, pull back and round and feel your blades opening up like they're protracting away from one another. Good, one more time, big breath in. Oh, nothing feels better than a good cow-cat session. And then exhale, pull it back, chin to chest, lean back as far as you can and scoop out your belly. Good, and then sit up nice and tall. If you slid back, come back forward. I know I did just a little bit there. And now taking the spine laterally, let's grab onto the edge of the chair, the seat or the leg with your left hand and reach your right arm up here. Get tall on that right side, breathe in, lengthen. Exhale, lean off to the left. And we're gonna lean as if we were between two planes of glass. So I don't want you to kind of curl forward here. That's another movement. This is side to side. Press down into that right sit bone and hip and lengthen up and out of that place. So we want to really open up our rib cage here, and that connective tissue, that fascia, it's all in there. You can feel it stretching open. Use your breath to kind of open it up with that awareness of breath and where you want to target it. Good. Now we're going to roll that right shoulder slightly forward and down. So now we can kind of curl a little bit. And you're reaching out at a diagonal. That top palm is going to reach down or face down towards the floor. And now we're stretching more into the low back, that lower quadrant of our right side. Breathing in. Breathing out. And on your next breath in, I want you to open nice and wide. So that top arm is going to fall back and open as far back as it can go. Relax the top of the shoulder back and away from you. Turn your palm up. Maybe your gaze goes up. If it's too much on your neck, just relax your head and your gaze down. And breathe across the front of your chest. So think of the fascia, the connective tissue all across the collarbones, the front of the shoulder. We're just stretching that out here. Good, and then bring yourself back upright. Just pause for a moment here and notice how different your right and left sides feel, right? I know it's a big difference in me. Okay, hang on with that right hand, right side, left arm up. Let's get long on that left side, breathe in. On the exhale, between two panes of glass, we're going laterally off to the right side. My top palm is facing down. My arm is very close to my ear, reaching out and over. Now, as we open up this left side, we're contracting that right side. So the yin and the yang of the pose, right? Open, contract, expand, contract. And we do it on both sides to balance ourselves out. Sit down strongly through that left sit bone. It's going to want to kind of pop up here. Good. And on an exhale, now you're going to take that little fold, kind of diagonal fold forward. So we're reaching out from that left lower quadrant, spreading our palm down towards the floor, reaching out through the fingertips. Take your gaze down here. Beautiful. Breathe in. And on an exhale, open up nice and wide so the arm falls way back behind you, stretching out across the collarbones, palm facing up now. Maybe the gaze goes up as well. Reach way, way back. Stretch yourself open. Good, and then come on back to center. Pause. And notice now how you feel if you haven't kind of evened yourself out. That feels so good to me. All right, let's start working our way down the body into the legs. So hang on to the edge of the chair, of the seat, whatever you have, legs or seat. And we're going to lift our right leg up, relax the foot, and roll the ankle out. So joint mobility is so important for all that we do, and so important that we keep it flexible and open. So simple thing like this is, kind of working towards that mobility, getting out all the tension. And let's bring that foot down. We'll take the other foot up. Now, as you lift, I want you to engage your belly muscles to lift, not your back. You're not pulling up, you're not your arms. It's your core. This is coming from your core and your quad muscles. So we want to kind of begin to right knees up, wake them up, rolling in both directions, and then taking it down, and then back to the right leg, lift it up. On the exhale, kick the heel out, hug those quadricep muscles in, stay nice and tall, shoulders remain over the hips. Inhale to rebend the knee, and then exhale to lower, switching sides, left knee up, exhale, kick it out. Toes draw back towards you, heel presses away, big hug of that quad muscle. Inhale to rebend the knee, and then exhale to lower the foot. If you're sliding, come back towards the lip of the chair. I was. Let's do that again. Inhale up, exhale, press it out. Inhale, bend, and exhale, lower. Left side, inhale up, exhale, kick it out, nice and firm. Turn on those quad muscles. Inhale, bend, and exhale, lower. Extra credit. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, kick it out. Inhale, rebend. Exhale, down. Other side, left knee lifts. Exhale, press the heel out and away from you. Inhale, rebend, and exhale, down. One more round, ladies, you got this. Right knee lifts. Press it out. Engage your quadricep, engage your core. Rebend on the inhale, and exhale, take it down. Last round, inhale, lift. Exhale, left heel out, extend. Inhale, rebend, and exhale to lower. Beautiful, such good work. All right, those oblique muscles, we use the bellies, now we're gonna use the obliques. Take your hands behind your head, clasp them together, open your elbows wide, and take a deep breath in. Exhale, we're gonna crunch off to the right. So again, that yin yang, we're crunching on the right, we're opening the left. Inhale, come up through center. Exhale, crunch over to the left. Now again, think of those two panes of glass. We don't want to be rounding here. We want to lean back. Good. Inhale up. Exhale, crunch using our oblique, our oblique waist muscles. Inhale up. Can't find my words today. Exhale over to the left. Awesome. Come right on back and then release. Good work. All right, right leg is going to slide out to the right. So we want to keep our left knee in line with our left hip, left foot and ankle underneath that left knee. Grab onto your right shin just below the kneecap. Hold on with your left hand and pull that right knee up. So sit nice and tall. I'm flexing my right foot and I'm kind of creating a little traction and pressing my shin into my hand, and I'm pulling my shin in towards me with my hands. A little traction there. Turn your gaze off to the left. Now see maybe if you can release your left arm away from you. So that left arm serves as kind of a counterbalance to the right leg being out to the side. Getting a stretch into our hip joint and our inner leg line on that right side. Take a breath in. As you exhale, take your gaze back towards the camera, and we're just going to guide that right ankle to the left thigh, coming into figure 4. Now, if this is too much for you, maybe just take a cross-legged position. We're working to stretch that IT band, the glute. So if it's too much to come into the figure 4, then just cross your legs, okay? Doesn't matter if your knee's up here somewhere, you're going to be getting a good stretch either way. Sit up nice and tall. And if you feel like you could possibly lean forward, maybe we lean forward a little bit. Big stretch here. I know I always feel sensation here. I'm sure most of us do. Breathe into it. So maybe here you come back into that Ujjayi breathing, practicing that deep, audible sounding breath, keeping the lips closed, and breathing in and out deeply through your nose. I realize what time it is, and we might go a little bit longer just to kind of get everything in, but we started a little bit later too. So hopefully you guys can stay with me. And I hope your bodies are starting to feel nice and warm and open. All right, let's slowly come out of that. Give yourselves a good pat on the back because that's a big stretch and an opener. Take any movement that would feel good. You might want to wiggle out that leg. And then slide yourself forward. If you slipped back, we're going to take that left knee out to the side. Bring your right knee and your ankle to stack. Grab onto that left shin with the left hand, and then bring the left knee up, flexing your foot. So again, a little bit of traction created by pressing my shin into my hand and my hand trying to pull my shin in. Sit tall, and then look to your right. Maybe that right arm floats away from the chair to counterbalance your left leg. Stay nice and tall. Keep widening your left knee open. Beautiful. Lots going on here. Turn on your core if you can. Bring your gaze back towards center, and then gently guide that left ankle to your right thigh, setting up for your figure 4 on this side. You want to keep your left foot flexed, and then sit nice and tall. This could be just where you are today, just where you land. If you feel like leaning forward, you'll intensify the stretch a little bit. Maybe you rest your forearms on your shin or your calf. I'm using my left elbow to kind of open my left knee just a little bit more. But the leaning forward will engage our belly muscles, but also go deeper into your glute. So whatever feels good for you today. The other option, of course, is to just cross your legs, and you can even lean forward here if that feels good. So find something that works for your body today. Try to feel a little bit of a stretch that's taking you to your edge, if you will. Something that, you know, maybe is borderline, ooh. And just be okay with that. Breathe into it. A smile on your face always helps too. Awesome. One more breath in. And then exhale. Let's take ourselves out of this pose. Lean back. You can give that left leg a little wiggle. And now we'll come to stand. So join me, if you will, by coming up to face the seat of your chair. So I'm going to turn mine to the side so you can see me. This is where we want to make sure our foot isn't going to slide on the seat. So if you need to hop into shoes or maybe put a blanket on the seat, or if you have an upholstered seat, that's all good. You can start with either leg. I'm starting with my left leg, and it will be on the seat of the chair. So I'm going to lift it up, and I'm going to turn my toes away from me. So they're going to be pointing away. My right toes are going to be facing the camera. So already you should feel your hips beginning to open here by squaring them off towards the camera. And we're just going to take a little gentle pulse into our front knee and back. I want you to just begin to feel the awakening and the stretching in that left inner thigh. You can place your hand on your thigh, just ease in and out of this. Really nice for our joints to kind of pulse. It sort of helps with that warming up quality. The repetition is really nice. Good. And then we're going to keep that knee stacked over the ankle. Square your chest and your hips a little bit more and extend your arms out to a T with the palms facing down. This is a variation on Warrior Two pose. Open up your chest. We did a lot of shoulder work, so just pull your blades onto your back. Lift your heart a little bit here. And then if you can, turn your gaze and look past your left middle finger. Feel your strength here. Root down through your right leg. Keep your left knee stacked over your left ankle. Feel the strength in your foundation and the lightness in your upper body. Now, see if you can reverse this. We're going to relax the right arm down the right leg and bring our left arm up and overhead. You can go back any amount. Keep your eyes open here. And stretch out your rib cage, breathing into it. And then as you exhale, we're going to take our left elbow or forearm to our left thigh and see if we can bring that right arm overhead for extended side angle pose. You can drop deeper into that right knee or left knee, excuse me, if you want to, but really feel the length that you're gaining on your right side as you press into your right foot and you reach out through your right fingertips. So beautiful. Good, now come on up nice and easy. We're gonna pivot to face that left foot. So pick up your right heel, turn your toes, and see if you can extend your left leg long. I'm gonna press my heel into the chair and draw my toes up. Stay here. This could be enough for your hamstring stretch, or if you wanna go deeper, walk the hands down the front of the shin, keep your spine long, and breathe. Gently pull your left hip crease back. Imagine somebody took their thumb and pulled that hip crease back, and maybe you'll feel your right hip coming forward just a little bit more. Beautiful. One more breath in here. To release, I want you to come on up and rebend into the knee, and then gently take your foot off the chair. Pause and notice how you feel on that side, and then we'll switch it up and take it to the other side. Hopefully you felt some good deep stretching there. Picking up the right foot now, placing it in the center of the seat of the chair and bringing the right knee over the right ankle. The toes of the right foot point away from you. The left toes face forward towards the camera. Good. Let's take a little pulsing in and out, just to begin to warm up this side. Feeling your right hip joint, your right inner thigh muscles beginning to get a good stretch. Yeah, nice work, everybody. Good, and then stacking knee over ankle, square yourself, and let's bring our arms out to a T. Palms are turned down. Feel your spine get nice and long here. And then maybe turn your gaze to look over your right middle finger. Warrior two pose. Chest is open, hips are open. Our breath is deep and strong. Our gaze is steady. Our arms are active. Our fingertips are reaching away from the center of our chest. Good. Take a nice deep breath in here. Feel strong. On the exhale, we're going to reverse the warrior. The left arm relaxes down the left leg as the right arm sweeps up and back, palm facing down. Stretching open your rib cage on this side, compressing that left side, right? Remembering expanding and contracting. One more breath in. On the exhale, we're going to bring the forearm to the thigh, land it there, and stretch the left arm overhead. My palm is face down, my arm is beside my ear, and I'm rooting down strongly through my left foot so that I can reach longer through my left arm. Finding that length on the left side, breathing in, breathing out. Beautiful. Gosh, you guys look great. All right, let's come on up. We're going to take that little pivot to turn to face the seat of the chair. So you're going to spin your left heel down, and I'm going to pull my right toes back, rooting my right heel. You don't need to do that. You can just keep your foot on the seat of the chair if you'd like. Try to square your hips and stay here if this is enough of a stretch for you, or walk the hands down the shins to come a little bit deeper. Again, you want to keep swiveling the hips so that that right hip is pulling back a little bit more. That will intensify the stretch. And your left hip is drawing a little bit more forward. Try to square your shoulders towards the seat of the chair. Breathing in. Breathing out. Hello, hamstrings. Oh, yes. All right, bring yourself upright. Let's rebend into that knee and press off of the seat to come to stand. Okay, one little balance challenge here. Taking it to the other side. This time, you can use just the back of the chair for support. Standing slightly away from the chair. I'm hanging on with my left hand. We're going to recreate a pose that we did in the seat, but we're going to do it standing. So your right knee is going to come up. You're going to grab underneath the shin. Flex the foot, and here we go. We're going to turn it out to the side. So my hips stay square. My knee is off to the right. My foot is flexed. Now I'm going to take my gaze to the left. Maybe I release that left hand and I come to balance. Now you don't need to do that. You can hang on and still get the benefit of the counterbalance by just taking your gaze to the left. But keep pressing your hand into your shin into your hand. Keep widening that knee to the right. One more big breath in. And then exhale, take your gaze forward and release. Good work. All right, let's flip it. Do that on the other side. It feels different standing, doesn't it? Definitely a little more intense. Okay, right hand to the back of the chair, stepping yourself away just slightly, and then lifting the left knee up as we root down through our right standing leg. So get a good grip underneath the kneecap onto the shin, and then guide the knee open to the left. So we want to keep tall, stay tall, flex your left foot. My belly's engaged. I'm pulling that in and up, and I keep trying to widen the knee off to the left. Square your hips forward, square your shoulders forward. Then take your gaze off to the right. If you feel like you want to practice taking it a little bit deeper, maybe you take your right hand away from the chair. Use it as a counterbalance. Don't worry if you fall or wobble here. Falling is helping us to learn where we need to strengthen our pose or recommit to our breath or our focus. So use it as a teaching tool. Good. Take your hand down, take your gaze forward, and release. Yay! You guys did great. All right, let's take our seat and wind it all down. Thank you all for staying and committing to your practice. Let's take our hands to our thighs. This time you can slide all the way back and into the chair using the back for support. Go ahead and close the eyes. Take a nice full breath in through your nose. Let it go with a sigh. Let your body fully relax here. Come into a state of rest. Letting your mind go. Letting your breath simply breathe itself. And just let your body soften and relax. Take a moment here to appreciate your practice, to acknowledge your hard work, and to honor the fact that you showed up today. Taking that step towards self-care and making it a habit of practice, something that becomes non-negotiable, that we need to do each and every day because we understand, we feel, and we know the benefits that it provides. Give yourself a few minutes here to just really savor the sensations, the well-being, the feeling of that we get when we finish our practice. Just letting the breath naturally breathe through you, not being in any rush or hurry, simply appreciating the moment. And then let your eyes gently ease open. Let's take our arms wide one more time, lifting your heart, reach the hands back. As you exhale, crisscross the arms, grab opposite shoulders, give yourself a beautiful hug, squeeze it, squeeze it, squeeze it together. And then release your hands to your heart center. Take a little bow, chin dropping towards the heart. It was my honor and my pleasure to guide you today. Thank you so much for showing up. Keep up the good work. Let's bow to one another. Namaste. Thank you, yogis, one and all. Have a beautiful day. Thanks to our hostess, Monica.